You're listening to Reckless Creatives, a Pipeline Artists original podcast, where Sadie Dean and Jeannie Villette Bowerman share the candid truth about the challenges and benefits of living life as artists. Sometimes I say stuff that's just so great, but who the hell knows?
That was so good.
I know, and it wasn't recording. Hi, Sadie Dean.
Hey, Jeannie.
I missed you.
I miss you too. I feel like we chat and then it feels like months go by, but it's not really months. It's like weeks, days.
Okay, but we haven't had a solo, just the two of us episode of Reckless in a very long time.
Very long time.
Very long time. And that's typically what those are, people out there. It's just you get to listen to a conversation between me and Sadie because we just are friends and we miss each other.
It's true. I miss you very much.
Mm-hmm. Also, too, I did notice, I'm going to throw this in there and Sadie has no idea I'm about to say this. I did notice, do you got like a new album coming out?
I do. I'm glad you actually brought that up. I finally got around to getting this baby out, and the album is called Victory Boulevard by my old new band, the Dean Gonzalez Project, which is myself and my drummer, who's my longtime friend and collaborator from high school, which is, I'm not going to say how many years ago, but a long time ago. And 3 years ago, and now we're adults. And we made this album, and it's in pre-order right now. And I'm sure we could put a link in our show notes where you could pre-order it. And supporting local indie artists is always nice and appreciated. And with the order, you get 2 tracks immediately from the album, so you don't have to wait. And it also features one of my favorite artists, and I'm not biased because she happens to be my mother, but Syed Sabrina is also featured as a vocalist on the album, and she's phenomenal, and it was such a joy working with her. So it's a really fun album. I think people will enjoy it.
I think it's amazing that you can work with your mom. Hi, Mom. Because a lot of people do.
I know, but I don't know, it works. She's amazing, but
she's very talented. As are you, Sadie Dean.
Oh, well, thank you.
I did listen to a little of it, and it was really awesome. But Sadie,
that means a lot coming from you.
And can I also just say, Sadie is so humble that she never even said anything to me about this. I happened to just stumble upon it on Instagram. It's like, get good at self-promotion, girl.
I don't know if it's being humble or just being really exhausted and lacking any kind of, I don't know, motivation for self promotion. But
I have an idea.
Okay.
When y'all listen to this episode, which is fantastic,
so
it's with Alie Flierl, who's also another very good friend of mine who I've known for many, many years. She is a TV writer and a feature writer. But I don't know if any of you recognize the name yet, but if you don't recognize her name yet, you will, because she wrote the upcoming film, Jason Statham Stole My Bike. So you might have...
The best title.
Best. I'm like jealous that somebody came with such a great title and idea, but that's Alie. Yeah. That's the announcement came out in Deadline. And so I immediately was like, oh my God, that's Alie. I was like, we have to talk to you. And it's not so much a conversation about that specific project, but really what I wanted to bring to the viewers who's looking at us, no one's looking at us, to our listeners, is how hard and deliberate and disciplined Alie works for so many years. She'll tell the story about how she went out to LA. But what I love about her as an example to everybody who's listening and striving and struggling and thinking, when is this ever going to happen to me? People might look at her story and look at her Deadline thing and be like, oh, this is her first like great big hit. And, this is her overnight success. This is not an overnight success story. This is a stick to your guns story. And she literally just never gives up and keeps working relationships. And so you're going to hear all about her advice about networking and being kind and a good person and not wasting people's time and being the kind of person that people want to work with. So
yeah,
for our regular listeners, you will recognize a lot of these little things tips that she hits on that a lot of our other guests have also talked about. So pay attention.
pay attention. And also, my other favorite thing from this is her self accountability to writing and getting up from your desk and moving around. I think it's very genius. But again, that's Alie. It's genius.
It is, Alie. And one thing I want Sadie to take away from this is when you listen to this, you'll understand what I'm about to say. Sadie needs some gems to encourage herself to self-promote.
Good idea. Yes.
Yes. And we all need gems. Go get some gems. So without further ado, here is Alie Flierl. So I am super, super excited. I can't even begin to tell you how excited I am to have Alie here, Alie Flierl. I have known Alie for years, and can I say you were the special friend at my son's second grade class. And my son is like 29 now. So this was a long time ago. And I have always adored Alie. And Alie has been an absolute inspiration to me in the writing space. And you will learn why as we keep talking. So welcome, Alie.
Thank you. Very happy to be here.
Super excited to have you here. So, okay. So one of the things that I think is really great about you, there's some big news that came out about a movie that she wrote that's going to start filming soon, but which we'll get to. But I really wanted Alie to come on because I wanted to talk about, yes, that's great, but there's exciting. so much that happens before you get to that moment. So many times somebody could say, oh yeah, I'm a writer, and then be like, yeah, I'm done with this. And, after like rejection. But Alie has stayed the course, which pays off when you stay the course. So let's talk about like when you first got to LA, what has this been like that surprises you about this path? Like, did you think it was going to be this hard?
There's been definitely a lot of surprises along the way. Moving to LA was definitely crazy for me. I did have a very nice cousin, Steve, who lived out here, but like otherwise all my family was on the East Coast. I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. I moved out here with $1,200 and a very crappy car. And I'm not saying that's a good idea, but it worked. But yeah, I had went to film school at Ithaca College. I had interned for a summer out here, and I was very lucky. I got to intern for George Clooney's production company and Richard Donner's production company. So it was like two icons. So I kind of got like a little bit of a feel of like, oh, this is what, LA is like. But also that, that was when I was still in college and safe in my little bubble. And then you move out here and you're like, hey, everybody, I'm here. They're like, cool. I moved in with a friend of a friend who also went to Ithaca, but I didn't really know her in college, but she had a room opening, and she's lovely and still a good friend. And but I remember like coming in late from LAX, like just moved here, and someone on like the super shuttle was like, oh, what, like you coming home? And I was like, no, I'm just moving here. And they're like, good luck. But I've had a lot of random paths. I moved out here. I've talked about this before, but I worked for a producer for a week who then fired me the day she gave birth. So that was interesting. Have I ever told you that story? Yeah, but I feel like I've shared that another. But then, yeah, and then that was sort of like my introduction to Hollywood. I was like, oh no, what's gonna happen? And then did some random little jobs, and then eventually I worked for a talent manager, and I was there for a while and kind of got to see how people get attached to projects. I got to read a lot of great scripts. She had amazing clients who I loved and was inspired by, and then that job led to being a showrunner's assistant with two of my old bosses who I'm still very close with and still friends with. They came to my wedding and have been very excited about the recent news about the movie. And so from there, it was like I kind of had the random path of showrunner's assistant, writer's assistant, script coordinator, but also at the same time, like I produced some live comedy shows, like was doing weird comedy things too, and then making some short films and just creating that community and finding the people who I trust and who can give me good feedback or just be like, good job, you're doing like you need that because it's an up and down thing. And then eventually I worked in late night at Conan. I got to write some episodes of BoJack Horseman on Netflix, and I wrote for a kids show. I also co-created some sketch comedy, like short form content. And then randomly, my friend trusted me enough to come produce a feature film where he had a real budget, real actors. And it was like, I went from like, hey, we're paying people in pizza to like, we're shooting on a yacht. And
oh, wow.
That was great. And I learned a lot from that experience.
What was the name of that one?
Random Tropical Paradise.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that was like back in like 2015. So it was a great it was funny because I like was working at BoJack and then went off to do that movie and then got hired at School of Rock. So it was like kind of a random, like a lot of things happened in a short amount of time and they were all very different.
Yeah.
Like one was producing, one was writing. But it was a great experience. I've stayed close with a lot of the cast from that movie and the director. And
Alie took me to one of the Conan shows, like way back in the day.
Yeah.
And somewhere I'll have to post the picture. She let me sit at Conan's desk.
Wow.
That was really fun.
That's pretty cool.
It was really cool. That was, I don't know, feels like 10,000 years ago.
It was a while. Yeah.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
That was a really fun show where you were just around a giant group of hilarious people and hardworking people and like what they accomplished every day because we were doing 4 shows a week. Our props guy, Bill Tull, who he was like just all the people, like what they would put together suddenly was great. So it was a really fun place to be. I am not the person who like loves writing topical jokes. I can do it, but it's not my thing where I'm like, that's everything I want. But there's some people who are just like topical joke machines and they're amazing. I always was definitely more interested in writing stories and characters and always wanted to do more of the longer form, like half-hour TV and features. With that job, also good advice from one of the writers, Josh Comers, who was an amazing monologue writer. He talked about how he would read the newspaper and write topical jokes every day way before he ever got hired somewhere because he needed to flex that muscle and you needed to be ready. So when someone gave you the opportunity to submit for a show like that, he was ready to go. You weren't like, hold on, let me figure it out.
Right.
And I mean, professional writing, you do sometimes need to write fast. So like flexing that muscle, it's the same thing as running, which I cannot do. And but if I wanted to run, I would need to run regularly. But with writing at that kind of level, you want to write up regularly. And that's something I've tried to do over the years. And yeah.
Do you still find that you have to have writing packets? I mean, is that even still a thing in the comedy world that you have like, like topical stuff or just your one-liners or?
I haven't submitted for late night in a long time. It's not been my focus the last few years, but I'm pretty sure because they still need to know that you can write. Like you can't have a joke from 10 years ago. They need to know that you can write what's going on right now, take it and have it come out quickly in something funny. So I'm pretty sure they're still doing packets. Like some of it's sketch packet, monologue packet, depending on the show. But I mean, there's so many different things now than 10 years ago. But
yeah.
I also feel like how fast things are moving in the world right now.
Yeah.
Even something you wrote 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Already expired.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So Alie, why comedy? What was it about comedy that you're like, this is my jam and I'm going to ride this wave and go to LA and give this a shot?
I mean, I will say I've always wanted to make people laugh. And as a kid, maybe it's being an only child, maybe it was being a little nerdy some of the time, maybe needing attention, but I was the kid who like friends would come over and I'd make shows with them. Like my parents bought a video camera and never learned how to use it, and so it was mine. And so I was always like, come on over, I remember making something called Winter Camp. Not saying it was brilliant, but it was fun. I was always writing stories. Though in film school, I feel like I had a little more where I was like, I'm going to be a serious filmmaker. And then I got to LA and then I was like, worked on a TV show as an assistant. I was like, oh, I like comedy people. This is fun. Like that. I like making people feel comfortable. And I think comedy is a good thing. I think comedy is really healing. My mom, while she's sometimes unintentionally funny, she is someone who would make jokes during like dire circumstance, like when she was sick when I was little, and like she would make jokes about it. And I feel like our family, like that is how you deal with the hard things. Comedy for me, I feel like is a really healing, connecting thing. But you can still go like a little deeper with comedy that, you know, like when you're telling a real story, comedy is tragedy plus time sometimes. So
yeah.
but yeah, I don't know, it's fun. When you make someone laugh, it's great, especially if they're like a hard laugher, if you get a good laugh.
Right.
Someone you really respect.
Yeah, you ride that for
You
a
get
long
some
time.
snorts out of them.
Yeah, then I'm like, cool, I've done my job today.
Right.
Two of my favorite moments of making people laugh was, I don't know if you've heard this story, Judy, but when I was like really young, like in my 20s, I helped Brad Pitt with a prank. Like it was a random.
I think you did tell me about this, but let's hear it again.
A manager I knew. He wasn't my manager, but I just knew him. They were like, "Hey, Brad Pitt he wants to pull a prank on his manager." Like she was hiring a new assistant, and so they wanted to bring in a ringer who was fake. And so like for some reason I got sent in and had to do like a whole fake interview. But I met with Brad Pitt before and just kind of like pitched him. And I was really young, so I was like kind of nervous. I was like, it's a Brad Pitt. I pitched him like what I thought this person in character would be like and like made him laugh. And I was like, yes, I made him laugh. Like, and then another person, Jake Hogan, who was one of my bosses at School of Rock, he like wrote on the first 5 years of The Simpsons. He created Mr. Burns. Like,
oh my
so
God.
when I make him laugh, I was like, cool. That
is cool. Like, what do you think you learned in terms of feature writing from, or did you learn anything about feature writing from your time working on Conan or working on School of Rock? Like, you know, what do you think and those experiences helped you prepare you for this moment writing Jason Statham Stole My Bike?
I mean, I think with Conan, it's learning that, you know, it's okay if people don't laugh at a joke. Like everything lives or dies by rehearsal. You kind of just have to keep trying. And it's not about like you go to rehearsal and you see if a joke works. And so kind of like learning to understand what is probably going to work. I think Conan helped me with that. And then also just like being comfortable pitching. And then School of Rock and BoJack Horseman, like character is so important. And for me, like the best jokes come out of when only that character would specifically make that joke. It's not just like, hey, funny jokes here and there. It's like you want to know who these people are. So I think that's really important both for writing half hour and writing features. Like you want to know who your characters are. And if you are writing jokes for them, it should just be their voice. Like with BoJack, like Mr. Peanut Butter was pretty heavy in one of the episodes I wrote, and like what he would say and BoJack would say are very opposite. So knowing your characters is really important, and also having them be fun. And
throughout all of these experiences you've had writing, we all know rejection is a big part of it. So you were talking about getting comfortable pitching and all that stuff. Like, you know, when you're pitching in a writer's room and you've got all these people like you're on the stage to be rejected.
Yeah. As you're signing up to be rejected by some of the funniest and smartest people in the world. And you just have to kind of like enjoy that. And with
yes, I got rejected.
With a comedy room, also sometimes you might say a joke that doesn't work, but then it triggers an idea in someone else that does work. So like you don't want to just be quiet. I mean, you don't want to like pitch where that's all you're doing and nobody's listening. You know, like when you're working in a TV room, some of it is about bouncing off of each other and you get that energy. And then also your terrible joke might lead to a good joke.
And I think that whole brainstorming thing that like it takes people a while to get comfortable knowing that you're just throwing ideas out and if somebody doesn't like them, it leads to something else. Like and you brainstorm in all aspects of life, not just in writing and in a writer's room. Like we do it at Business at Pipeline. I mean, we're brainstorming ideas and some of the ideas are stupid that come out of my mouth, but it might make somebody think of something else. It's like not stupid. It's like, okay, but we wouldn't have gotten there if the person hadn't said the thing that nobody liked first.
Yeah, definitely.
It's part of life and creating. And
as a writer, like, especially I think with screenwriting, but like anything, like strive for a lot of rejections because then you're not going to be disappointed. Just get your material. I mean, because like some of the best things, like Lady Bird, which is a great movie, took like 5 years to get made. Like, so there was some rejection along the way for that movie. The show Pose, have you ever seen that show? It's I
No.
believe they pitched it over 70 times, and then it became like an award-winning show. Maybe aim for 100 rejections a year. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because it is part of the process. And also like with School of Rock, we'd met on that show for the first season, didn't get hired for the first season, then got hired for the second season. So sometimes like there's not like a TV staff, sometimes there's not space, but then someone remembers you and brings you back. And with one of my producers on Jason Statham Stole My Bike, like I had sent him like I think at least a TV pilot or two in the last 10 years, but there wasn't what he was like looking for at that time. But and he was more focused on features, but then we kept in touch and always had a good relationship. And then when I wrote this feature spec, I was like, hey, yeah, I mean, rejection is part of it. And also like getting things made takes a while and takes a lot of, so you have to have the patience and the enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Like instead of don't resent the rejection, just be like, okay, cool. Now I know to go to the next place. Like don't live in the resentment because that can be a really ugly place to be. And I think that's where a lot of people get torn down or weighed down by the rejection. But just like look at it as like, okay, now I'm focusing my attention over here or over here.
Like I just came back from Thriller Fest and there was a pitching event there, you know, and I was talking to some writer who was nervous about it. And I said, look, when you're pitching somebody, they want to like what your idea is. They want to like it. They want to find something great that they can connect to. But if it's not the right fit, you don't want somebody to say yes when they shouldn't say yes because it's not the right fit.
Definitely.
You know? Do you have thoughts or advice to people about representation?
For me, it was helpful to be working already in LA, but like also I know people who found reps through Blacklist, through Coverfly. There's so many different routes to do that.
Through Script Pipeline.
Through Script Pipeline, sorry. Yes, through Script Pipeline. But yeah, like for me, like at Conan, also a lot of the writers came from stand-up and improv.
Yeah.
It's one of those weird things. It's sort of like falling in love. Like you might meet them in a bar or at a film festival, or they might contact you because they read your thing on Script Pipeline, or it's hard to be like, you should do this. Always be open, always be kind, always be grateful for their time, and also like put your best foot forward. Be ready for the opportunity when someone wants to read something. Having the right samples at the right time can be life-changing. So keep writing. Keep writing.
Turning to a Schoolhouse episode of how to write. Do you have a writing routine? Like, are you getting up every day writing, or is it just finding time when you can? Because I know you have other obligations and responsibilities as well.
Yeah, these days, like I'm trying to do it like first thing in the morning, depending on if I do school drop off. But I feel like it's better for me if I start first with it because also I can get into managing other things and then like the day goes by. So there was someone who said, I can't remember who it was, but make before you manage, but also not everyone's able to do that. When I was working full-time in TV, like sometimes I was writing at night. When I was an assistant, sometimes I was writing whenever I could. These days, it works better for me to try to do it kind of first thing. And when I've been on heavy deadlines, I was getting up sometimes at 5 a.m. to write because that worked. Like the house was quiet. And I also was working at one point with someone who was in like a 12-hour time difference. So like also having meetings, it was sort of like work whenever you can to make sure that our schedules could line up. This year, my nerdy thing I'm doing in 2026, because I felt like last year was great. I worked on a couple of things I was really excited about, but I don't feel like I took the best care of myself. So this year I was kind of trying to, like I was still taking care of my kid and that she's always important. But I was like myself, I was like, like sitting a lot, hovering over the computer. So this year I'm trying to do a thing where my daughter, she's in kindergarten and kids love gems for chores. Like if they do a chore, they get a gem. And so I
Oh,
decided to buy myself gems. And so I have a color for writing and a color for like if I do something healthy, like spin class or take a walk, or so that
yeah.
I can kind of, because it's when you're writing like a feature, it's a long time sometimes. And
Hmm.
you can't always see your progress. I mean, you can see pages written every day, but like there's something about like the visual. So I'm going to show you guys because I have it. This is my
Oh my
gem.
God.
Oh,
And so it's just like,
Oh, I
it's a
love that though.
it's a visual reminder like of like am I doing, and also like I want to get my gems. They're sparkly
Yeah.
and pretty. So like I'm like, okay, I better okay, you wrote 4 pages, you can go take a walk or whatever it is that I need to do to take care of myself that day. So
My
yeah,
God, I kind of love this.
it's really
yeah,
fun. They're really cute.
they
They
are.
are. I love it though, because I think sometimes you need that visual thing. Like
Hmm.
people keep a chart or they keep a list of
Yeah.
their, and then they write down like I worked out today or this is what I ate today. Like something to make yourself kind of accountable. But what I like about this is it's kind of you're tricking yourself into being
Yeah.
accountable
Yeah.
with a
Because I
pretty
look at it,
gem.
it's next to my computer. And while I mostly work at home, once in a while, I sometimes go places when I just need to get out of the house. Like once in a while, I'll work at a restaurant or a bar, but like it is something I usually see every day. So, and it's just like there's a lot of the color that's for writing. So I'm really proud of that this year. Like I've been getting, and then, but there's still some good colors for taking care of myself. So I'm like, okay, I'm balancing it a little bit. I mean, there's still like boring to-do lists that are not gem related, but it just kind of keeps me accountable and it's fun. And so like when I first wrote Jason Statham Stole My Bike, like I broke it down to like how many pages I wanted to get done every week. And I
Hmm.
printed that out and hung it up in my old office. And so I think having anything visual that's accountable and kind of just gives you a reminder just
Hmm.
is a good thing.
So
Does your daughter keep you accountable too now that she knows about this gem system? Or she's like, hey mom, I don't see enough purples in there. What are we doing?
I'm not sure if she realizes what each color, she has her
Oh,
own
okay.
gems for like
Yeah.
doing chores and like going to bed on time and um she is a cat, she does make me a little bit accountable, which is funny. Like a year and a half ago when I had like a very big deadline that I had to get something turned around really fast, and she knew I was working on it, and Pete was doing like 95% of the that's my husband, 95% of the parenting. Usually I'm sort of more trapped away in my office, but like one day I was just like reading through and like just proofreading. So I was like, oh, I can sit out in the living room while she's playing. And she's like, makes up a lot of stories with her dolls. So I was sitting there and I heard her say something funny and I was like, oh, did you see? And she would turn to me. She goes, focus on your work. I was like,
Wow.
okay. But then
but
another day when she was like in a mommy mood and I was dropping off for school and she's like, I don't want you to go. And I was like, mommy has to work. And she was like, I don't want you to write a movie. So you never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
oh my God. But I
That's
love
the
that you're
best.
doing the gem thing with her because just as a parenting thing, it's a great thing to show her that you've got goals and you're being accountable and you're being rewarded for certain things too. So you're both trying to do things that are positive. You're
Yeah.
leading by example. It's a really
Yeah.
great thing.
Thank
Yeah.
you. And they're
That
sparkly.
is awesome. Yeah, they're sparkly. Yeah, they're nice to look at. They shimmer in the sun. It's
Yeah.
nice.
They're very sparkly.
So can we talk a little bit about your new big projects, just in terms of that process? I'm just really curious about just from the action point of view, because you're working with a big time action director, stunt
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Like
David Leach.
how much, like how much are you collaborating with him and just like going back to the page of like, oh, I didn't see it that way, or like, yeah, I could ramp this up, or whatever it is to make it more specific for him to like, let's make this thing off the page.
When I originally wrote it, it was a little smaller, but it was always like Jason Statham stole my bike. But I didn't have any connection to Jason Statham. It was more like, I think this will be a really fun sample and it would be great, Um, I'm a huge fan of him. He's, from what I've heard, is like a very professional, like he really does do a lot of stunts himself. The idea was sort of about, I mean, I can't talk about anything about plot or anything, but
You
one of the reasons I thought of Jason was because he does his own stunts. He basically an almost Olympic diver in his youth, and then also is trained in like multiple forms of martial arts. He also at one point on I forget which movie it was, but he was doing a stunt where he was driving a truck and it went off into the water, and he survived because of his diving background. So he is like,
oh wow,
he's not just a pretty face. Like he is like a super, like if you were gonna get into trouble with bad guys, like that's who you
want him.
want. Like he's not, yeah. And same with David Leitch. Like he started off as stunts, like he was a stunt double for Brad Pitt and Matt Damon. So like those two guys are who you'd want if you were getting in trouble. So anyways, so I had written it a little smaller and but still funny and still heart. And then Ethan Irwin and Meredith Burke, who are at Beryllium Entertainment, I'd been friends with them for a long time, and then I showed them the script and they're like, hey, let's see if we can get this to the right. So they're to the producers, and then like they got it to the right people. And then David and I talked, and he's awesome, and he would be one of my favorite directors even if he was not making a movie I wrote. I love all his work. Like I think Fall Guy is one of the best movies of the last 20 years. Like
Absolutely.
Yeah, like Atomic Blonde is just such a ride, and like visual, like Bullet Train was one of my favorite Brad Pitt performances. So he's just a really talented guy. So I just feel very lucky to be associated. So he and I chatted probably a year and a half ago now. Then I had some thoughts of like, okay, well, how to make it a little bigger, because it's like when you have those two guys, and he was the one who had worked with Jason before, so that's kind of how things came together. And then somehow their schedules both lined up, because that's also like getting two meteors to line up. Yeah. So, and then so 87 North, which is David and Kelly's company, Beryllium, and then Black Bear, and then Jason's company, Punch Palace. So it's like a lot of people all came in together, and like Black Bear has worked on some other movies with Jason. They also did Train Dreams, if you saw that this year, which was really beautiful. Dumb Money, which I loved a couple years ago.
That's a good one too.
And then 87 North, like so many fun movies. They just had Over Your Dead Body came out. They Pretty Lethal. They did Nobody. They produced that, and Violent Night, which is one of my new favorite Christmas movies. Have you guys seen that? Die Hard was one of my favorite as a kid. So like, yeah.
Yeah. But what I'm also hearing in all of this is about relationships, and you building these relationships over these years, that those people wanted to help you. Like
yeah,
oh yeah, this should be great.
Yeah, they were awesome. Like they kind of knew what they want to do, because also my background is a little bit like, I'm a scrappy person who's like, let's make a web series for $100, and I have done that, and that's been really fun. But and I, could have been like, let's just make a sketch. And they're like, no, this is a good script. Let's see if we can get to the right people. And they did it. And it's really been great. And so I can't wait to see what David does with it. Like he's just, he's an incredible director. And yeah, so but I, again, can't talk much about what.
No. But do you have, I assume you have like the sequel and the trilogy ready to go, just in case once they're like,
got some thoughts up here. Yeah.
He stole my scooter. Jason stole my
wakeboard. Yeah.
I can't wait. And then I also, wasn't my original idea, but I also wrote on another feature in the last year that may be going into production later this year. That is with Karina Miller and Spark House. And that was a great experience where we became buddies and loved talking to each other. And they brought me in to make it a little funnier and amp up some of the female voices, but also it's a female-led sports movie, and it is someone dealing with a trauma. So it was like threading a different needle emotionally than I usually do. Some of the notes I got after we did the draft was like, this made me cry. And I was like, okay, cool, I did it. Like, but it's still like, I did add some jokes, and that was a great experience to kind of like stretch as a writer and do something different. And then also to have like a female-led movie. So that may be going into production later this year, but all that's above my pay grade in terms of those decisions. And
yeah, we just cross our fingers and do a lot of praying for that kind of stuff.
Type, put the gems in, and we're good.
Yeah, as long as I get my gems.
Did you put that in the contract? I need 20 gems for this rewrite.
Like, there's this new writer. She just likes to be paid in gems. It's great.
She doesn't know you can just buy them at Michael's. Like,
right.
What's the thing that has like surprised you the most about not just this experience, but like, all of your different experiences? I feel like it's like every day you come to work, it's something different. Like, it's not like you're going to work at General Electric, like you're doing the same desk job, but like, what's the thing that has surprised you the most about the life of a writer?
That's a good question.
There's not enough gems ever. Or are you kind of more the person who just kind of rolls with it all, and maybe you love the unpredictability of it?
I'm a little bit okay with the unpredictability because like I think also like being a mom now, like it's okay if something doesn't go perfect. Like I mean, it's important to me to do a good job. It's important to me to never waste anyone's time who's important. But like also like if someone doesn't like a script, I'm gonna live. I know that at this point. Like it's okay. And when they do, I'm still really excited, but there's still more important things in life than someone liking your script too, as well. So the day the deadline article came out about this show, about this movie, we actually had one of our cats was having major surgery. So it was like one of those days where I was like, am I going to have to tell my kid that luckily she survived and she was okay and we were very lucky. And it was also a weird day where I lost a cousin in December. And then one of my favorite teachers passed, I think in February or no, January. So it was like one of those days where like
snowball.
Yeah, like I was able to call my parents. I'm very lucky to have both my parents still around, but there were two people that I like really would have wanted to talk to about it. And it was like, oh, I can't call them. And that was definitely a good lesson of like, so if anyone out there is writing their dream script or they're submitting their dream script and they have the person they would really like to thank, like a teacher they love, just do it now before the deadline article. So that's my big advice as well. Cause I was like, kind of bummed. I was like, I can't message him and talk to him. And he was such
Sadie and I have talked about this before, but like I run a little cemetery up the street. And that's like one of the greatest lessons I've learned doing that. Like you never know when it's your day. So get the shit done. Like
get the shit done. And also reach out to the people that
who you love.
Yeah.
And like, and also too, like take the risks. Like at Thriller Fest, Harlan Coben was talking and he was saying how even after all of his huge success at Netflix and his books and his whatever, like when they do the table read for the shows, he still tears up every time because he's like, I can't believe that something I created on my laptop in my crazy little head turned into this because I'm just a hack. Like he talked about all those. So like when you're sitting down to write, you're starting something new, how do you handle that? Because I can't imagine you don't have imposter syndrome. Everybody does. Like, how do you handle all that part to be like, oh yeah, I shut the door. I could do this. Like, you put on Rocky music. Like what do you do?
I do make playlists for every project now, which has been helpful. When I was like doing some like waking up at 5 a.m. and doing a really fast rewrite, like I would listen to the music every morning because it would get my brain in the zone, and that really helps me. So music helps. Also, I do use my beat board and Final Draft and the story map, and like just starting to look at the structure and like focusing on the work versus focusing on some of the voices in my head. There's the good voices that are the characters, but then there's the voice that's like, is this going to be as good as the last thing you wrote? I try to like put that voice away and focus on like just the work. And I do think also like having, because when I was writing the first draft of the Statham movie, like Luna was 3 and I was teaching at the time also, and dealing with my mom had a small heart attack during that. So it was like, I didn't give the doubt much time or space in my head because I was like, I know I want to get this done. And I've always believed in this. Like it always had been an idea in my head for a long time. I was like, I really want to get this done. I want to have this feature sample. I'd also written 2 horror features before that as just specs. So like I kind of already knew the process of what I needed to do, but it was like, I was also like, I have X amount of time, just focus. That said, I'm very good at anxiety spirals as well, but I'm trying to give them, less space and time because time is so limited when you have a small kid or just in life in general, if you're busy, if I'd had some of the opportunities I've had recently when I was like 25, I probably would have had a little more like, oh shit. Sorry, I swear. Like,
no, it's fine. You can swear here.
Can I pitch to this person? But like now I'm like, okay, I know what story I want to tell, but also want to collaborate and I want to listen to good notes. And that's really important to me. But yeah, I am trying to give the bad voices less space. And then also same with the people I surround myself with, like making sure you have people who give back good energy. Like I've been really lucky in the last few years with like some of the feature writers that I've become friends with who've given me good advice and just like cheering on, and I try to do the same for them as well. And so yeah, it's energy, time, figuring out what that should go into, and the gems simplify for me. It's like, okay,
it does.
Right? And take care of your body so that you live a long time for your kid. Okay, cool.
And also when you're taking care of your body, not to get on an exercise tangent, you get all those endorphins.
Yes.
And you get the same kind of endorphins when you're writing, and you get like that kind of writer's high.
Yeah, definitely.
Right?
And also sometimes taking a long walk is like when I'll figure out stuff. Or also I like to drive a Mulholland sometimes and listen to whatever playlist is my writing playlist at that time.
Yeah.
That helps me too. But
there's something about movement that helps, like I was talking to a writer this morning who said she's got a friend who every time she sits down to write, she stands on a walking pad and writes while she's on a walking pad. So she's getting those steps in.
Oh, that's
getting getting the endorphins going, writing. It's like interesting.
One of the Conan writers had that. Laurie Kilmartin. She had a treadmill
walking desk.
Yeah,
that's smart.
I feel like I'm not coordinated.
Right. It's one or the other.
My laptop would fall on the floor.
Like I sometimes
or something.
Yeah, like I sometimes sit on like a Pilates ball. I've done that because it's good for your back and your core. But like I feel like the walking and typing,
that's a lot.
I would not be good at stunts. I'm kind of strong, but not coordinated.
So has anybody ever stole your bike?
I don't think I ever had a bike stolen. And Jason Statham did not actually steal my bike, if you were wondering. But
I didn't think this was nonfiction.
You find out it's a documentary. No. It just was a title that, I don't know.
Awesome title.
It always made me laugh. And then, but a good title alone is not enough. It's also like the story and the characters, and it does have a lot of heart and it's funny. And I definitely had moments writing it where I like felt, and I was like, oh, this is okay. This is good. So I'm really excited to see what they all do with it. It's going to be fun. I mean, like, as I was saying like earlier about like, jokes shouldn't just be a joke that works for everyone. It should be character specific. David Leitch is very good at directing stunts that are character specific, and the stunts tell story. And he's really, really good at that. And that's so important. Like, it's not just like, hey, there's a tough guy. It's like, hey, there's a reason, or this person fights this way because of who they are. And again, I can't wait to see, but also got to keep writing new things too.
Yeah, that's right.
A lot of people feel like, okay, like if I sell this script, that's it. I made it. Like everything's great and it's just going to be gravy. It's so different than that. Like the hustle never ends.
No.
So there's always that thing like, okay, so what else you got? What are you going to do next? Like, like that kind of thing. Like, like how long do you give yourself a moment to say, okay, I'm just going to soak in this for like 5 minutes and then I got to figure something else out.
I'm always like, I got to get the next thing done. I'm writing a more female-centric thing right now that I'm really excited about, but also is taking me a little longer than I would have liked. So I'm just like, I gotta get done. You always want to have a lot of irons in the fire. I mean, there was one day last spring where I met with like 2 different franchise level directors on the same day about 2 different projects. And that was a good day. I was like, oh my gosh, these are 2 of my favorite directors. So I did take a moment that night to celebrate just having the meetings with them. I actually met up with my managers at the Harry Potter bar at Universal. And had a drink. So yeah, I think you still want to celebrate every win. That was something also Meredith Berg would tell me, who's one of the producers, like you should celebrate every win. If it's just someone reading it, however you need to celebrate, if it's like buying a book at your local bookstore or petting your dog or whatever it is, like definitely take a moment, but also don't stop writing because don't lose the momentum.
Do you ever like go back and look at some of your stuff and be like, oh, if I can ever write that good again? That was really good.
Yeah, definitely. There's some of it that I'm like, oh, I really like that. That
How'd I
was
do
really
that?
fast. And then there's also like a horror feature I wrote in early 2021, and it was before we had like real childcare. So like we had like a part-time nanny, only like maybe 10 hours a week, something like that. And she was still really little. So it was something where I wrote it super quick and like really didn't have the time to rewrite. And the idea is good and the concept is good, but like it's not all there yet. But I haven't had the time to go back and do it. Like I still want to. Then I got busy with other things. And
So that one is horror?
that's a horror one. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Alie does it all.
From funny to terrifying.
I mean, there's a similar thing where it's like you're building something up and you have a release either with someone screaming or someone laughing. I also love like the genre of horror comedy. So maybe I'll
Yes. I could totally see you doing that.
I mean, I loved scary movies as a kid. Like I read a lot of Stephen King and I watched a lot of scary, like my dad would get scared and I wouldn't. He and I watched a lot of scary movies together and action movies, which makes sense now.
Which makes sense. Yeah. Full circle. Alie, I'm curious. Have you had a bucket list moment of someone you look up to in the comedy world or whatever it is that you got that laugh out of, that you're like, yes, I made them laugh.
I mean,
I won.
Writers I've worked with where I pitched a joke and it really worked. I mean, making David Leitch laugh was a very big moment for me because I'm a huge fan, and making Conan laugh, I feel like I'm more annoyed. No, I'd always be like, we have to go to the meeting, and he's like, but I'm doing bits, and I'm like, but we got to go to set. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of moments that just feel good. Oh, it was a great moment was Michael Eisner. I didn't make him laugh. Well, I didn't see him laugh. I didn't see him when he read the script, but he thanked me for us getting good press for BoJack.
Oh, cool.
I was like, the former head of Disney is saying thank you.
That was a very
nice moment.
You know what I think is going to be really interesting is when, because this is going to happen, no question, when you get to that point where people are looking up to you saying, oh my God, I made Alie Flierl laugh. Like, I mean, you've been at this for a long time and you're, again, reiterating what I said in the beginning, like such an inspiration to me, because there's certain things that are, I've got little notes next to me, like relationships, like being a really good person and having a positive attitude. Those are so important. Like I see people sometimes who just are really negative and they focus on the negative, they focus on the struggles, and they also become like, when you start talking to them, they're like, I don't want to work with this person. Like they're so negative. Like I want somebody who's positive, somebody who's going to say, okay, let's talk about notes. Like, how can we make this project better? How can we make it the best it can be? Like, it's not personal. We're all working for the same goal, but also you're so beautifully disciplined. And
sometimes,
well, I mean, I've watched you like, 20 years or whatever, like, but we're only 25. And me, that works. But that you do stick with it. Like and I'm probably one of my favorite memories was, I don't know, was it when you got the job on School of Rock? She literally like got the call and we were walking and we went and got ice cream and like celebrated. And I was like, I'm sitting here and nobody knows you got this great job yet. Like, it was so fun. Like to be on that side with you and to see, like, just to watch like how unbelievably humble you've always been and just hardworking. And so this is why I'm saying all of this, people, is because don't be a jerk, work really hard.
Those are good.
And stay connected with people, because there's people who like, you're all like in the trenches together, but you're all also hopefully rising and lifting each other up together.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
don't lose contact.
And you don't know what someone will be doing 10 years later. So if there's someone who, you really like, or they're smart and they give you great notes, or just like a good energy friend. Like it's really important to me because it is easy to get depressed when things are rejected, and I mean, I think if you're in comedy, your brain probably, like most people in comedy, have some depression in their lives anyways. Yeah, and just the people who support you. Like I want to give a shout out to Jenna Milley, who I feel like you introduced us years ago.
Oh my gosh, Jenna!
Yeah,
she used to write for Script Magazine.
Yeah, and her writing credits are Golden Arm, The Fabulous Four with Bette Midler, and You're Dating a Narcissist that came out this year, I think. And she just finished directing her first feature, The Incredible Edible.
So cool.
Which sounds hilarious.
So happy she did that.
And then Tate Haniak, who's been wonderful, and just like one of those people who is just so positive and wonderful. She has a movie called Sex Appeal, which I think is out on Hulu, and Love and Baseball, which is on HBO. And she has a new play called Dog Mom that's playing in Atlanta and then Oregon and then going to London, I think, in the fall, which is really fun. Also, my friend Allison Starlock, she wrote and directed. Do you know her?
Yes, love her movie.
She and I made a short film together many years ago called My Mom's Just Not That Into Me. Really,
and that played at our little film festival.
Oh yeah, it did. Yeah. Yeah. But she also wrote and directed her first feature a few years ago called The Apology, that is like a suspense thriller that leaves you emotionally wrecked. But if you meet her, she's like the sweetest, nicest person. But she writes like horror, but The Apology is awesome. And then my producer, Meredith Berg, who I mentioned before, she had a short film called Tether that came out this year and like was awesome. And then she has a movie coming up called Stay that she's directing that Erica Alexander's attached to. So I just wanted to talk about some cool women. But
those are some really cool women.
Yeah. Oh, and then Celine Song, who everyone already knows because she's Academy Award nominee, but she's a lovely person. She has a new initiative with Cinema United, which is a filmmaker-led organization with a goal of protecting the theatrical window and pushing back against streamers accelerating films to streaming. So just everyone look into that. Cinema United.
Yay.
That's awesome.
So finding the people who support you, and I also should give a shout out to my husband because he is a very supportive person and he's very smart and a great dad.
And funny.
And funny. He's super funny. And also he helped design the inclusivity report in Final Draft 11, which I was really proud of. And I use that a lot. Right. Yeah. Finding the people who give back to you energy wise, like not necessarily someone who's going to hire you, like that's great too, but also if someone just like helps lift you up mentally, like that's a great thing.
You need that.
Which is why I've always loved you as well.
Oh, thank you.
Well, Jeannie's the best.
Yeah.
And also just side trivia note, Alie makes an incredible dolphin sound.
I can make dolphin noises, but they're too loud for inside.
You're too loud for inside, and if you're listening to the podcast with your earbuds in, it would blow out your ears.
It would hurt, yeah. It kind of sounds like a firecracker.
I know, and let's just say when my son took Alie to his little Catholic school second grade special Friends Day, the nun who was the principal. We're outside, and Alie goes around the corner and does this dolphin noise, and I thought the nun was going to have a heart attack.
But amazing.
If someone wants me to do it at the Emmys or the Oscars, I will. But we just don't warn people ahead of time that it's very loud and terrifying.
Very loud.
Noted.
Reckless Creatives is a Pipeline Artists original podcast. Like, subscribe, and follow us on social media at Pipeline Artists. And find more info at pipelineartists.com/listen. Until next time, stay reckless.